Okay, can we talk about what happened between us yesterday, Dominic?
Let's talk to Ben first, and then we'll talk about you and me. Okay? Let's go to our special guest, our first real guest on the show.
Oh, boy.
He's called Ben the Libertarian. Ben, welcome to the 5 After Show. How you doing, Ben?
Doing well.
Oh, good.
Okay, now, you want me to officiate here, Dominic?
No, I'm not going to fight with Ben.
Okay, well,
I'm very nice to guests on the show. I want to know, why does Ben think the way he thinks, Ben? Why do you think that?
Tell the story of your hamburger libertarian theory, and then Ben can respond.
Well, Ben, you believe that the government should be out of everything, right?
Yes.
Everything?
Everything.
Yeah, see, that's a little weird for me.
Actually, that's not fair to say. I don't think the government should be out of everything. I don't think government should exist. But
what? So you're an anarchist?
No.
Do you have guns, Ben?
Oh, yeah.
You see, I knew you did. I just knew that.
But, no, see, this is the common misconception. First of all, I don't think government should dissolve tomorrow. I don't believe...
But in a week or two?
No. Probably the kind of
see,
world
Ben,
Ben,
when you talk like this, it scares the hell out of me. See, it's like, I like paying taxes. I like having a government that inspects my automobiles and my cars and my airplane pilots. I like that.
Ben, you're against all of that?
Yeah.
Well, no. So here's the thing. I like regulations. I like rules. I like things being inspected. I just believe government does it all very poorly.
So who would do it?
I'd rather government not do it. So I'm going to give you an example, Dominic. I sent you an email, and
I don't read those emails, man.
Yeah, and one of the questions was,
I got a life. Go ahead.
Who regulates the electronics in your guys' studio to make sure they're safe? They're not going to electrocute you. They're not going to start a fire. Any of that.
It's Andy, our IT guy.
No, the answer is
isn't
United Underwriters Laboratories.
Yeah, but if people started getting killed because Underwriters wasn't doing a good job, then the government would step in. It's always been that way.
But they do a good job, and they do a good job because they work within the free market. They are regulated.
Oh, this free market stuff is just horrible.
Benjamin, so this is a group of private companies that make a bunch of electronic stuff? Is that what they are?
Well, no. Underwriters Laboratories was started back in the 1800s.
Because people were dying of getting electrocuted.
And they test electronics to make sure they're safe.
But they're not government. Yeah. They're a coalition of private companies or whatever.
I'm not exactly sure how they work, but they charge businesses to test their things.
Okay, here's the million-dollar question for Benjamin. Okay, and I brought this up always off the air.
And let me just say, that's a little fox guarding the hen house kind of thing.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
If you're a big company, and I remember Ford, there's a famous story about a company, and they had to recall these cars. And they thought, well, if we recall the cars, it's going to cost $6 billion. But if we don't recall the cars and we just let people die and sue us, it only costs $3 billion. Yeah. So what the hell? It's cheaper to not recall the cars. That's how corrupt some private enterprise is. And that's why I think we need a government to watch over us.
No, I completely agree that some people, some businesses are completely and thoroughly corrupt and do bad things.
Yes.
But the reason they thought that was because government caps how much people can sue them for, because government protects them, since corporations are government entities.
Okay, Ben, let's get to your personal life. So you got a broad? You got a girl?
No.
No. How old are you?
I am 27.
27.
I see Ben on Facebook. You make a lot of bacon and chili and stuff, right? You're into cooking and all that?
I do a lot of cooking. Yeah.
Do you like girls, Ben?
I do like girls.
Okay. Do you like boys, too?
No.
No, okay. So when's the last relationship you had?
Oh, a couple years ago.
Yeah, what happened? What happened? She got tired of this libertarian stuff and just said, I'm out of here?
Oh, no, she's a libertarian, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, how'd you find one? So you're what are your plans for your life? You're gonna run for office? Are you gonna get a chick and make some kids? Well, how do you see yourself in 15 years?
Oh, in 15 years, probably. Well, I have run for office before.
You have?
Yeah, he ran for city council in Wheatland.
Oh, thank God! I would have gone there, moved to Wheatland just to vote against you, Ben. No offense, but we got to stop these libertarians. And a question: when do you think Ron Paul's going to go to the senior home? The old age home. Is it soon? You think?
I have no idea. I'm not a Ron Paul sycophant.
Jack and Joe like Ron Paul, and they get PO'd that I talk bad about libertarians, but they haven't told me to my face yet, so I'm waiting.
Well, I think Ron Paul's fine. I have no major issues with him.
Mental case, Ron Paul. Go ahead. Sick in the
head. But I'm not. I don't like being a sycophant to any politician.
So Ben, you're
the only way to look at a politician is down.
Ben, you're anti-government, but yet you wanted to join the government to phase yourself out or phase people like you.
Yeah.
Well, no. So I believe we should be working towards no government, right? So I don't want to, if I had a magic wand, I wouldn't dissolve government tomorrow. But I think our constant goal should be trying to do things better and work towards.
Okay, Ben, I'm going to give you 30 seconds now.
Wait, I have a couple. What about cops?
You can have private security.
Private cops he's talking about, Vince.
What about
private?
What about the roads?
Roads existed before government. Government doesn't own a magic recipe for roads.
Do you imagine how the United States would be dirt roads all around?
Most roads were private until the government seized them.
And elementary school, that all should be private. Well, obviously, there's no government.
Right, and okay, this is
so we have millions of illiterate little starving kids running around. I don't want to live in that America.
running around in an unpaved America.
What kind of America do you want to live in, Ben?
Dominic, that's the problem. People want roads. People want children to go to school. People want their food regulated.
People want girls.
Things. People want these things, and they will figure out a way to get them.
Yeah, they did. They made a government. They got together and said, listen, we want this stuff. We want a society, so we'll give some of our power to this government. Well, I go every day to work and hang out. The government can worry about whether the roads are paved and all that stuff. So that's
Dominic, you said something very key there. That people gave them some of their power.
Yeah.
Now that's key.
Yeah, I like giving my power away.
That's fine. You can do that. But what you can't do is you and several people can't give your power to some agency that then now has power you didn't have. They can only, in a voluntary society, if you use the non-aggression principle, an agency can only have power that you had. You can give them your power to do X, Y, and Z.
Okay, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to state your libertarian views because I want people to know I'm fair. Go.
My belief is that people should act in a voluntary way.
He's crazy.
They should not. They should not use aggression and force and fraud.
Yes, they should.
To coerce people to do things. So we should all act.
Police should force you not to do crime
and be good together.
Yes, the police should force people not to do crime. I got to say that, Ben. Ben, thanks for coming on the show. You're our first official guest.
If that's all police did, that'd be great. But they enforce laws that are not crimes.
Yeah, like crossing the street in the middle.
And they break laws themselves when they run red lights.
And they attack Rodney King.
They abuse their power, Dominic.
Ben, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks,
and
Ben.
it's always it's a great thing when you call. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, dissolving government is a little much. I want small government. Government, yes, but keep it small. But.
Yeah, the libertarians are nice. They're a little nutty when you really get down to it. Because, if you have a town, I have one city, I have Sacramento, and you have San Francisco. Yeah. So we're both the mayors, and we decide, the people in San Francisco, it's really good if people drive on the left side of the road. So everybody in San Francisco drives on the left side of the road. And then me in Sacramento, I say, you know what? We want everybody to drive on the right side of the road. So think how confusing all this life would be.
There are some downtowns that are like all one-way streets and no right turns and all. I mean,